already fought him, but this was supposed to happen October last year, and you're finally here.
I know, I feel I've been fighting this guy my whole life now at this stage, so, but one more time won't do any harm.
So after obviously beating him the way you did last time, you must be going in with an awful lot of confidence and knowing kind of what you really have to do again to win that title.
Yeah, I just need to do the same thing again. He fades as the fight goes on. This is even going to be more apparent in this fight. It's 5 rounds. So, you know, if I go in and fight my best fight and he fights his best fight, I'm going to win. And that's it. We saw that in the last one.
Are you grateful to his brother?
I am grateful to his brother, to be perfectly honest about it. Yeah, I am. It was gracious of him. I liked what he said in his interview with Ariel Helwani, where he said that if he's not the featherweight champ, how can he consider himself the lightweight champ? I thought this was very cool. And I am grateful for him, and I'll tell him that when I see him.
After the first fight, there seemed to be a bit of a narrative. You in the cage were both very respectful to each other. You said you didn't think it should be stopped, and you know, we've run it again. But after the fight, you know, the brother jumped in, and there seemed to be a change in narrative that all of a sudden you've gotten lucky somehow in this fight. Did that bother you that you tried to essentially take a very legitimate victory away from him?
No, he didn't say I'd gotten lucky. What he said was it was an illegal elbow, which it wasn't. And he said to me, you're going to see the replay, it's illegal. And I said, okay, we'll watch the replay together. It wasn't illegal. And he said, okay, fine. And I said, grand. And then I went backstage, and he obviously watched the replay. And in fairness to him, he came up to me and said it was legal, and just fist pumped me and walked away again. So he was okay about it. But it quickly turned sour that week, all right, on Twitter. It was all that friendship was gone again. But that's because they kind of tried to make out I hadn't beaten him then on Twitter. But of course I beat him. He had a hole in his fucking head. It was like, what more can you do? You damaged him so badly, it's not medically safe for him to continue. This is a great way to win a fight.
And he's the favourite again going into this one. And this
yeah.
One, again, there seems to be a kind of shift that he was winning the fight up until then.
Yeah.
I rewatched it again, but it definitely wasn't the case. You were in charge, you're winning the fight. Does being the underdog in a situation like that, does that bother you as well, or do you use that to fuel you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. It's a lot of people don't know a lot about fighting, unfortunately, and the people at Paddy Power obviously don't, because that's what they're doing. They've him as the favourite. But they're going to lose a lot of money on this one, I think.
Do you feel like this is destined in a way? You've seen it kind of glow over the chair after obviously you're a decade younger than him, but it seems like the kind of the culmination of a journey for you, and it seems, not to say Michael Bisping, it's your destiny to win this weekend. Does it feel like that to you from the inside? Yeah, it does. I've
had a very hard road that I could have quit on many times. I had plenty of opportunities to pack this in and do something else, and I never did. And I often doubted myself that should I just pack it in and go at something else while I'm still young. But I hope this is a kind of a vindication now that my way is the right way, that you test yourself, you take hard fights, and then when the wolf is at the door here, you're able to fight him, you're prepared to fight him, and you don't fall. So that's what I'm hoping for.
How do you get that mental strength? I just remember being in SPG before and the sparring thing, and Richard Queally was one of all the sparring sides, so who was with Peter Queally. It just seemed like you were an absolute nightmare that people didn't want to spar with. How do you keep yourself constantly at that level at all times when you're in the gym as well?
I just demand perfection from myself in everything. I don't know how to train easy. I just always train hard. If I'm not the best guy in the room, I'm mad at myself when I leave. So if you don't train hard, you won't be the best guy in the room. And this is a tough life then when you're always mad at yourself every day leaving training. So I just stay on top of things. I train with all the young guys. I get confidence in that I'm fitter than them, stronger than them. I often do. I pick the guy who's the fittest guy in the gym, and I make him shadow me in my cardio, just to know I'm fitter than him. And this is how I get the confidence and keep going. I just choose the hardest road in everything I do, basically, and this is how you get better. No problem.
On the advertising for this fight, sorry, just a very quick one. They seem to have said Dubliner Peter Queally a lot. Does that irritate you at all?
No, it doesn't. I'm from Waterford, and I'm proud of being from Waterford. But my fighting career was totally sculpted in Dublin, so I can understand why they say that. But I am from Waterford. I do live in Dublin, and I kind of call this my home now. But I'm proud of being associated with both.
Peter, I suppose the most famous night in Irish MMA, was here across the road when Conor McGregor fought Diego Brandao, and that night was 5 wins, brilliant, coming to a crescendo at the end. Obviously, there's a lot of Irish guys in the undercard, but I suppose the 3 main, Pedro, James, and yourself at the top of the card. It could go very well, 3 tough fights, or it could go very badly. What way are you going to prepare for that? Are you going to watch the other fights? Are you going to listen to their results? Or are you going to kind of cut yourself off from it?
You can't help but see the results. There's a TV in the dressing room. So it's unfortunately, if they go bad, you absorb a bit of that energy. But when they go good, you absorb a bit of that too. I try and not pay too much attention to the TV when I'm warming up and stuff. I try and not, but you can't help but see it a bit. I'm very confident in the two boys that they can win, but you're right, they're very hard fights. But I'm confident they're going to win.
We spoke to Patricky earlier, and I kind of asked him about the game plan as I did with you the other day, and he said he's planning to hit you more, I suppose.
Good idea. He didn't hit me much in the first one, so.
What do you think from that? But like with saying that, I suppose fight maybe at a higher pace with more output, do you think that might play into your hands? What do you take from that?
Yeah, he has two options in this fight. Because it's 5 rounds now, he can go balls to the wall early and try and finish me, knowing he's going to get tired anyway, and then I'm going to take over. Or he can try and space out his cardio over the course of the fight. Both of these suit me, because he's not going to finish me early, and then he's going to get tired. If he tries to space out his cardio more, he's going to start slow, which will suit me anyway, and he's going to get tired anyway. So I'm kind of interested to see which one he chooses, but it'll be one of them. I have a feeling he might just go gung-ho and try and get me out of there, because he's got to be worried about his cardio. He knows he was getting tired in the first one, and there's potentially 23 or 4 more minutes left, or 15 more minutes left in this fight at that stage that he was getting tired at.
We asked him earlier as well about the walkout song, and he said he's a big fan of the Cranberries song, and he's going to enjoy it. Do you think he'll enjoy it on that?
I think he thinks he'll enjoy it, but I experienced this myself when I was in Russia. I kind of relished being the heel, and to a certain extent I did, and I kind of tried to enjoy it. But it's not nice though. And he'll experience that. He'll try and enjoy it, and I'm sure there's elements of it that he'll enjoy, but it's not a nice feeling, I can guarantee you this. And I can only imagine what this is going to be like, because this is the most hostile environment ever if you're an away fighter. So, you know, it's going to be tough for him, and I don't really care if he enjoys it or not, to answer that question. He's going to not enjoy me in the ring, that's all I can say.
Peter, your friend Dylan Dennis obviously looks like he's going to be out for a little bit longer, but I know you had said publicly that you feel he would beat Jake Paul if they were to fight. Do you still hold that opinion? Do you think that he should fight him next?
Get the fuck out of here now with Jake Paul. Jesus Christ. Next.
Peter, back to a real question.
Yeah. Jesus, yeah, good man.
Obviously, you know, the walkout is absolutely iconic. You have the chance to become the first ever Irishman to win a world title on home soil. Where do you think that memory will rank in terms of all-time Irish MMA accolades? And do you think in years to come there'll be 100,000 people who were in the 3 Arena when Peter Queally lifted the world title for the first time?
Yeah, it's going to rank right up there. The only other man who's won a world title is Conor, and obviously this is a really great stage to share when you're in that kind of realm where you're linked to Conor McGregor in terms of your achievements. So that's where it's going to be, and you can't really get any higher than this.
And with that preparation, obviously John Kavanagh has prepared Conor McGregor for a world title fight before. Have you, touched on that with John, and has he given you any tips to prepare for a world title fight, or are you treating it the same as any other fight?
Same as any other fight. I think you can get yourself in trouble analysing these things too much, so I try not to do this with all my fights, and I'm certainly not going to start doing it now. I think you can kind of freeze yourself then, and you have an idea of how the fight's going to go, and then it often doesn't go this way, and then there's an element of panic sets in then because it's not going how you thought it was. So I'm just trying to be relaxed, and I just want this to be a fight. That's my plan. Just make this crazy, crazy fight. The more horrible it gets, the better, because if it goes that way, who's going to win? Of course, me.
We've actually always said that a Peter Queally fight's not a good Peter Queally fight until someone bleeds. Yeah. So that's the way we love to see it. But do you think the 5 rounds really benefits you in this fight? Do you think your gas tank is better than his?
Come on. Jeez, of course it is. I'm known for my cardio. He's known for slowing down. He's known for being an animal in the first 10 minutes and then fading a little bit. So of course it suits me for this 25 minutes. I actually wanted, whether it was a title fight or not, I was trying to get this to be a 25-minute fight irregardless, which they weren't going for, but then thankfully it got changed to a title bout, so it's 25 minutes now. But this is a big swing in my favour that it's 25 minutes.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Gareth. Just one last question on myself. I wonder, is visualization something that you do, and have you visualised how this fight will end?
I have. I try and visualise the good things, and I try and visualise the bad things, because you need to be prepared for that, because I have a feeling this will be tough. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to be really hard brutal 20 or 25 minutes for both of us. Both of us will probably go to the hospital, I think, afterwards, and I'll have my hand raised, though. That's honestly how I see this. I'd love to say I'm going to KO him quick, but it's probably not going to go that way. It's going to be a rough one, I think. But as I said, the rougher it gets, this all favours me.
Hopefully you get a whiskey and a pint of Guinness in before that.
Yes, hopefully, yeah. Artem will sort me out with something, I'm sure.
On visualisation, have you been looking back on that brilliant fight you had with Ryan Scope? There was the absolute show stealer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
May 2019, I think it was. And secondarily, what's the chances if you win this, do you call out the other pit bulls so you can do a double pit bull one after the other?
If I can win this, I'd like Pitbull to have a chance at getting his featherweight belt back against AJ McKee, which is going to happen, I believe. And if he wins that, he absolutely deserves the challenge for this belt again. And that's the fight that I should take if he wins that.
And have you thought back, do you visualise, I mean, because it was maelstrom for you after that last win here. The fans were, I mean, I remember trying to get out with you, and it took you about an hour and a half to get out of the arena, you're being mobbed. Are you carrying that feeling with you?
I'm looking forward to that feeling, Gareth. That's what I'm doing. I can't wait for this feeling again. This was you saw it. It was you couldn't help but, feel very proud of yourself when you've that kind of a reception of people outside the building, blocking the street and all, and guards are trying to get them out of the way and things. It's just an amazing feeling. And again, I'm just very proud that I inspire people this way, and people support me, and people like how I fight.
Were you surprised how much grappling there was in that last fight? I mean, like, he called himself the king of KO, but it seemed like he seemed more comfortable down the ground.
He's not comfortable down the ground. He went for 2 takedowns because he was not comfortable on the feet. This is what happened. There wasn't much grappling. He just he tried to steal both rounds at the end with a takedown. You could see this was his plan, but he paid for it dearly. So bring it on. I hope he goes for more takedowns. This just will diminish his gas tank even more if he does this. His best chance is to fight me like a real fight. So.
What's it been like the last few weeks around Dublin, seeing your face on buses with the world with the title on the line, World Lightweight Championship on the line?
Yeah, this was funny because my mother was sending this. This is the biggest accomplishment I think you can make if you're on a bus stop or something or whatever. So she was sending it to my granny and every kind of person, and it's so cool. You see film stars on the side of the bus. So to see my own face on the side of a bus is just, it's just a dream. It's like a dream come true. You don't ever envisage this happening when you're starting off your career, and now it's happening. So I'm just so happy and proud of myself.
And have you pictured much having that belt in the house on Christmas Day 2021?
I've pictured that exact thing, having the belt on Christmas Day and showing my grandmother and my family and things. And again, this makes you, even more motivated to leave everything in there, and I will leave everything in there.
Just a word, obviously next week you've got Sinead going to the World
Yeah.
title. Just a word on her. Have you spoken to her this week?
I have. I spoke to her last week. Yeah, that's a hard fight. There's no point in glossing over that. That's saying, she's going to kill her or whatever. But if any girl can beat Cyborg in that division, it's Sinead. She's the only girl I think that can probably beat her right now. I think Sinead will enjoy a slight advantage in the striking, and then Cyborg will probably try and wrestle her and try and win the fight that way. But Sinead she's definitely a dog in that fight, but she's a live dog. She can definitely win that, and I think she can win it.
Some partying for the week, you go to it.
Oh, it'd be crazy. It'd be 2 belts in the gym. It's just a dream come true. It's a great week for Irish MMA in general. I'm proud to be the tip of the spear on it.
Peter, will you take that belt out to the Black Four jeans for a proper celebration?
I will, yeah. I'm sure Conor will make me bring it in there, and fucking might end up hanging up in the Black Forge in, maybe, who knows.
What's it been like, the preparation in the gym? Obviously it's changed a lot over the while, Arkin's there, he's retired, and Carl Vinter is retired, and Conor has been injured, and James has gone to America, and so is it a big change for you over the last while preparing for fights now?
It is. All my old buddies are gone. It's sad. Everyone's retiring. It's kind of weird. It's like I'm at that stage of my career now where I'm the last guy left. And I'm like, Jesus, it's just kind of sad. I don't know. They're all doing good things outside the sport, so I'm happy for them, and they all seem content with the decision what they've done. But it's definitely weird for me. I'm literally me and Brian are the last 2 of the old guard left in the gym.
And the retirement still be back anyway. But you don't seem to me as a guy who's even thinking about retirement. You seem to me a guy who'll be fighting in 10 years' time. Do you think that yourself, or do you have your plan to finish off?
No, I'll retire the day I'm getting my ass kicked in the gym by young guys or something, or I do a fight, and after the fight, if I've lost and if I think to myself, I could never beat him, that's when I'll retire. But this is not even close. I'm still the top dog in that gym, and I think that'll be there for a while.
You said that this hasn't been your best camp, it hasn't been your worst camp. I've seen you on everything from SevereMMA, Sky Sports. I think Blue Swimming is the only show you haven't done so far.
Yeah, yeah.
Has that been a distraction for you outside? Do you find it hard to kind of put these new, press requirements and interview requests in with your training?
No, it's okay. You train twice a day. You have a lot of free time. You have other business interests as well, of course, that I have to put time to as well. But you can make time for this, and you have to make time for this. You have to take this responsibility of being the main event and make time for this. That doesn't come free. You know what I mean? You need to do this, and it's frustrating when you see guys being shitty with the media and not doing interviews and things like this. Is your job, so you need to do it. So I've done that, no problem.
Finally, just because you said about movie stars there, you're a terrifying looking man. You look like something from 300. But is it true your favourite film is To Kill a Mockingbird?
It is not. Where'd you get that out of? Really? No. It's definitely not.
More Jake Paul questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find this tweet.
I'll be like, we mentioned Waterford earlier on. They haven't had the best time in Dublin, losing the last two finals they've been here.
Yeah.
What would it be like to Limerick? What would it be like to
Go ahead, that's you rat.
what would it be like for you to kind of change that and get a win finally and lift the goal for Waterford?
I don't like that finally now. We get a few wins now, come on. That'll be amazing. I've actually got there's a big support contingent coming up from my local, I'm from a small town. Like it's 8,000 people, Dungarvan. And there's a big lot of people coming up from there to support me like they always do for my fights. So it's going to be brilliant, and I plan to go down home straight away after my fight and enjoy that and see all my family and see all my old friends from school and things, and it'll be amazing. They're all very proud of me, and I really appreciate it. No problem. All good? Okay, perfect.